Why do people come here and ask me this? I told you. Listen, I'll say it one more time. Okay, so my whole thing with this is, I've been saying for years, every single player in Academy, as soon as they feel like they've made it. Academy players feel like they've made it. A lot of them stop playing solo queue. They've already played LCS and dropped to Academy. It's like a comfortable home, and they get an Academy and they're comfortable, and they're just paycheck thieves. They just get money for free, like 70.
Yeah, he's 100% right. Like, he said it in a more aggressive way than me, but a lot of people were just coasting, and I don't think that's what we want our tier 2 scene to be like, to be honest. Like, I'm not even like saying that like, oh man, I think it's like so unfair. I think it's like so wrong. But for LCS sake, why would we want our tier 2 scene to be like that? We want our tier 2 scene to have like hungry, hardworking people with high aspirations, and it's just like sometimes you just need yeah, like the scene was like artificially cozy. It was like artificially made cozy. But anyways, no one is saying that system was right. No one was saying that system was good. I think that there must be a better way. I can think of many ways that I could imagine the tier 2 scene to be like. That would make a lot of sense, like tournaments with big prize money, show matches, orgs that actually care, like orgs that want to be in tier 2, like Disguised Toast, for example, and not like the teams just being forced to. The tier 2 scene could just be so good. Like, it could be so much better. So anyways, what he's saying is 100% right. Like, the free market will be better, I guess, for Academy.
A year for free for doing the bare minimum of anything, right? There's no brand. They're not making the orgs they're in stronger. They're not popular. There's nothing. They're not doing anything. So and it's like somebody said it's like 75 per player. It's like 600,000 a year. Bro, that's just bleeding. There's no org is keeping that, like making that money back. I'd say out of the 600,000 whatever that it was for an Academy team. Fuck I'm just gonna dodge. So let's say an Academy team, they have to pay them like 600 salary grand. I don't know if that includes housing or whatever. Bro, I would argue that out of that $600,000 that per year an LCS team is getting from that, probably what, less than $50,000 worth of revenue, if anything. So it's just there's bleeding. Now you could say, well, it's to develop talent, bro. Those Academy players are not leaving Academy. 90% of Academy, they will never, ever see LCS. Never. They know that. The pros know that. The coaches know that. Everybody knows that. They're not gonna ever touch the LCS. Everybody knows it. So it's like a.
I mean, if 10% of Academy gets promoted to LCS the next year, it's a success. Like, tier 2 is one of many ways to feed into LCS, basically, right? Like, the other one is like imports, but 90% is a bit crazy. But yeah, I mean, personally, I would be actually happy to see 5 Academy players, tier 2 players, promoted in having their shot in LCS the next year or the next split, every single split. I think that'd be cool. I think the viewers would like that too, actually. It's exciting. It's like fun to see like native talent on the rise and see how they do and like watch their story and like see new faces. I think it's cool. So yeah, that's the whole point. I don't think anyone is expecting all 50 Academy players or even 20 out of the 50 Academy players to be LCS level.
Comfortable place for them to like slowly eat paychecks for like nothing. Sure, they maybe scrim the LCS team. Sure, they maybe do this, do that, but whatever. Okay? And it's been like this way for years, by the way. Years. You see these guys in solo queue, then you stop seeing them. As soon as so-and-so gets signed to Academy, boom, you stop seeing them ever. The biggest one was like Johnson was huge. Like, he was a solo queue grinder, blah, blah, blah. He got on Academy, he had a brief... Wait, is Johnson is he still starting for a team? I don't know. He's in LCS, but you don't see this kid at all. Whatever, bro. It is what it is, right?
Damn, why is Johnson getting dropped? Like,
nobody watches
taking
that
strays
shit.
like this.
Nobody cares. It's just filled up with the old NA pros that has dropped down so they can comfortably make money as their... By the way, this is all like friendships, by the way. They all just comfortably make money in Academy when they're not good enough to play in the LCS anymore for God knows how long. Don't give me this, oh, it's to nurture NA talent. Nobody, it's on both the teams and the players. Nobody is brought up from Academy. I'm sorry, bro. It's so fucking rare. They're just imported or it's the same old players recycled. It's so hard.
I mean, like Blabber, Fudge, Vulcan, Boozio, Revenge, Kenvi, Tactical, Treats now, fucking God, like so many people have been brought up from Academy, guys. And I'm talking about like people in the last few years: JoJo, Spica, Danny, yeah, Harry and Yond, Tenacity. Yeah, you guys like. So I mean, I think like that's where it's like weird because obviously like people don't care to watch it, but it's cool when someone comes from Academy and does well. So I don't know. It's just I'm not sure about that.
Or to get brand new players. No, man. So if you're not taking players from Academy anyway, you might as well just stop paying for it. So I feel like people are striking and people are upset. Bro, what was it even doing anyway? Like I saw those people crying about it. Well, no, it.
Also, Luger and Poom came from Academy as well. They were on 100 Thieves Academy, I believe, and then they got promoted. So I mean, like this.
Bro, if we're being honest, there's not any. There hasn't been NA talent in years anyway. Why are we just now mad about it? Because there's no NA talent. So now, finally, we're just gonna stop bleeding money. We don't even need NA talent anyway. And we're gonna cancel the teams. But people are like, well, no, we need the teams to have NA talent. There is no NA talent. Nobody was getting promoted anyway. So what they need is they need the teams. So when their time in the LCS is done, they have a nice little safety blanket. Or if they have a bad split, instead of just getting kicked, they just go to Academy and still low-key make money. It doesn't do anything. No one even watched NALCL. Well, okay, yes. So it was a dead nobody ever watched it anyway. But also, I'm arguing it didn't do anything.
Yo, don't say that. We're about to switch mics,
watched,
guys.
But none of the players were getting brought up anyway. So it doesn't matter. So if nobody watched, but a considerable amount of players were promoted to LCS, then sure. But nobody watched, and 95% of the players didn't see any LCS. I don't know, bro. Why the fuck was it around for so long? I don't know. It shouldn't have been. Orgs did it to themselves, though. I'm not saying that's.
T1 hasn't been paying attention, which is fine, but people aren't actively thinking when listening to his take. Yeah, I mean, it's just factually wrong. Like, it's just factually wrong that there is no talent coming from Academy. Actually, I think this like narrative gets spun so many times where people circle jerk like, how come the NA teams are always looking to import? They're not looking to bring up native players. It's like, have you ever just thought that all the good native players have already been promoted or taken, and every team is clamoring and trying? They would like fucking like sell their kidney for a good American rising player like Buzio, right? Like they would kill for that because that is not an import spot. So you have 3 native players and then you have 2 like fucking super cracked Korean imports ideally. And like it doesn't make any sense. Like just think about it logically. Of course the teams are clamoring to find like the next rising native talent from Academy. It's like something like every team is like hyper fixated on, because if you're going to build a roster, you need to have like that base, and then you can fill in spots where you can't find people with imports. So yeah, like I don't know. Like one thing that always like triggered me a little bit is when people are thinking like, man, why do the NA orgs just give up on native players? Like they just don't care. It's like, you're fucking trolling. Like just I don't even want to name drop people because I think it's really mean, but there have been so many times where people are like over-indexing on Academy players who aren't even good, and they come in LCS and they get shit on. They get fucking destroyed. They get a chance that like, they're probably not even ready for that. So it's just like weird to me that that's still something people say. That the like American rising players in tier 2 aren't valued. And then secondly, like the orgs don't care about fostering. Like, of course they care. Like this is like the fucking future of their team that they're trying to like set up.
Not the truth. Is there's for sure players that should have got signed from Academy that never seen LCS. For sure. I'm not saying that's not the case. Yes, there's no passion. NA pros have no passion. Bro, I've been saying it. They get their fucking spot. Swap me, you piece of shit. Who's one of the players not promoting LCS? Again, that's the orgs and the coaching positions. Which it's not like all the coaches and all the faculty and the staff of the team is not NA. There's some not NA, but they should have also tried. The thing about that is, players who do try and don't fucking pop off at the beginning are instantly dropped back down to Academy. So like that's a good spot for them. But they're never brought. It's gonna be Kane top, but they're never brought back up. Even though it's a waste of time based on a single record. Yeah, true. And then on top of all this shit, we suck. And again, I mean they suck. LCS NA sucks. So it's like, dude, we just need to like pick our hill to die on. Do we want to? So we're already gonna suck, right? Do we want to pretend that we care, or do we want to embrace sucking and just become like full for fun content? Seriously, Academy's all XLCS washed up players. Not all of it, but majority. Yes. A lot of it, yes, bro. Yes.
No, guys,
yes.
we should never
Players who
embrace
will
sucking.
Never be given a shot. So what is the point of having an academy team in the first place? There is none. There is no point. So they said, fuck it, got rid of them, saved themselves millions over the years. Fudge, Licorice, IMT, Immortals lineup, Busio, Tenacity, JoJo, Danny, all from academy. How did like all but like 6 of those players do, or all but like 3 of those players do, right? And when did they get into the league and start? Bro, that's like one split. And they've both bounced around. They've almost all bounced around from academy